The #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in and find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blue shirt underground, motherfucker!
Can't BS a Ranger bad. Can't BS a Ranger bad.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Shirt Underground show. Today is Sunday. It is October the 1st. Jim and Eddie with you on a Sunday night. Eddie, it's Sunday, and you know what that means. Actually, you don't, but it's Sunday, so...
Oh, you gonna play some old NFL film music?
Sunday night theme. Take it away. Give us an intro.
The Sunday night, the day after a game that will live in infamy. He once flooded UBS Arena, unflooded. And holy cow. I don't think... Oh, sorry.
Then it was the Rangers underwater.
Yes. Mostly done by that sinkable sub, the great wave him soon, Jonathan Quick. Wave him quick, as I call him.
Wave him quick.
Sorry.
Get him out of here quick.
Get him out of here quick. I don't know. I don't really have anything to say.
Send him down fast has been replaced by send him down quick.
No, wave him quick. I don't even want him in the organization if he doesn't get played. Hey, he may be starting for the Tampa Bay Lightning as they've lost Vasilevsky for 2 months.
Yes, they have.
That is a big, big injury.
Eddie, the Rangers were so bad last night, they got Buck Showalter fired.
Boom.
That's how bad they were.
Yeah, Buck needed to go. It's not even his fault. I don't know. Who knows? Taylor Swift, I'm not a Swiftie, but
We're moving in a new direction, as say the Mets.
What? A new direction?
We're moving in a new direction again.
They release a letter?
The Mets have made more changes in directions than Google Maps.
You're firing on all cylinders today, I got to tell you. I have to tell you. Yeah, last night.
The Mets and managers have parted more ways than Sam's hair.
Oh.
For those of you asking, yes, the new intro is ready. It is just waiting on Edward's approval. He hasn't even seen it yet. So
I haven't seen it yet.
And once he sees it and puts his stamp on it, it'll be ready to go.
I mean, I don't want to pull Quick too fast. And he did actually play well very early on in that game, getting peppered. To get right into it, he's a goaltender that he's kind of like in a low crouch. He's kind of like a spider. He's down there, and he's got to be quick. Get it? No pun intended.
But I get it.
Lateral movement's a big deal with this guy, and at his advanced age, it's not happening right now. But if anybody can cure, you notice how Quickie was send him down fast, and Jonathan Quick is wave him fast as quick as possible. I mean, it's kind of weird, right? But If anybody can save him, Benoit Olaire can save him. So yeah, there's a lot. So I think, I had a kind of a wacky thought. I was thinking about Dylan Laviollette movement. Yes, that's his problem. Laviollette movement. We'll talk about baseball later. But I feel like maybe I know goaltenders take a long time to develop, and Dylan Garand, who I got a chance to see live and in person, he's got a ways to go, but I feel the players may play more defensive in front of him because he's young. I don't know.
He's played well.
Yeah, I think maybe. I mean, I might be a little too. Let me cut it. Stop talking about baseball. I couldn't believe that stupid season ended today. How long is this baseball season? I feel like we went through it's like 2 hockey seasons to 1 baseball season.
6 months.
Oh my God.
6 months of regular season. But that's the same as hockey. You get 6 months of regular season.
But they play every day in baseball, it seems. Don't they? It's 3.5 hours of boredom. Oh, why? All right. I don't think Othman should make this team. Why can't we let him percolate in what? His 4 minutes up here is going to develop the kid? No, down in the minors. Burn up the minors. If somebody gets hurt, you bring him up and put him on the second line or something. I don't know. He's been awfully impressive, but I'm trying to change the the culture around here. Everybody plays. Can't we let these guys marinate in the minors for like a year or something? All right. So, but then again, I want Dylan Garand up in a year. But I think I like him better than Spicy Pork, Louis Domingue. But who cares? But
can't Garand go to Hartford and be the starting goaltender, and the Rangers only call him up when they need him to start? When Igor needs a break. Like Quick is just there to carry the equipment back and forth from the locker room. You know what I mean? He's just there to occupy a ball hat on the bench. He's there to back up whichever one of them is starting. You call Garand up, you start him, and then you send him back to Hartford.
They used to be able. In the old days, they were able to do that. I don't know if it's so easy now with the waiver. I don't know what the rules are. And I'm not giving up on Quick yet, but he's trending downward.
It's a money thing all the time too.
Right? Yeah, they're right.
They could they'll find themselves in a position again come February where they got to play with 4 defensemen because they're out of cap.
What an organization.
Right.
Well,
they got more money than God and yet no money.
Yeah. A well-oiled machine.
Right.
I got to say, the Glenn Sather era is fucking horrible, man. What era is it? The only Neil Smith era is the only one that did anything. The rest of them, since I've been born, they suck. Making bad decisions. I don't know. I'm not comparing Lafraniere, and I just think it just doesn't work out. I don't know. Othman looks like he can play, but you want to see him 4 minutes, then you'll be yelling for him to be on the first line, and then it's a whole fucking drama. It's all extra, and I don't want that. Put him in Hartford, put him in the first line, let him get 40 goals his first season. Okay. I don't know. That's where I am with this. And Quick, I agree. All right, we'll give him the rest of the preseason, but if he starts giving up 5 goals in the regular season games, there's got to be a plan. Oh,
got a problem.
Stop. There's another thing's driving me nuts. Jim, you better not agree. What is with the send laugh down? Oh, his preseason hasn't been spectacular. Oh.
Well, first of all, they can't.
Yeah, they can't. They can't sit.
We found that out last year because we suggested it when he was going through one of his slumps, and we were corrected that they cannot send Lafraniere down to the minors without him going through waivers, which they would certainly lose him for nothing. At least that's how I understand it. So he's not going anywhere in the short term.
Some Ranger fans will say, well, that's what he's worth. There's nothing. But I am not there with this guy yet.
Right. You really want to lose your number 1 overall pick from 3 years ago for nothing already?
Yeah. It's a preseason, bros. I mean, I know it makes for good comedy and good
for nothing, Sean, absolutely somebody's going to grab him. You don't think Montreal would snatch him up before his feet even hit the ground? Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely. I think somebody's going to pick him up.
Brian Lawton. You guys
Lawton, wow.
You guys, I gotta say, I love you all, but this is just laden with hyperbole. And
I think they're gaslighting you. They're trying to
sit here and defend Lafraniere, but this kid can't get out of the preseason. He played 2 games, 3 games.
He's not doing himself any favors, though.
Oh, that $2.5 million. That's nothing in Ranger fucking land. What are you worried about that?
Well, it is when you're this close to the cap.
Who are they going to bring in? Greg McKegg?
Matt Rempe.
Well, it can be brought up, but I'm just saying for that 2.5, what kind of wiggle room's that? Get you Tyler Martin to come back? Tyler Martin, he's another one.
That idiot Tyler Mott. What did Tyler Mott ever do to you?
The fucking guy wants. He leaves the Rangers every year for like $100,000. You can play in New York, and then these Botchagaloop fans, they pine over Tyler Mott. What did Tyler Mott ever do for us that he demands $200,000 more? And the Rangers will probably trade for him at the deadline again.
That idiot Tyler Mott. I don't know why that's so funny.
Well, I mean, hey, thanks for your service, buddy, but it wasn't like you were a whirlwind on a team that doesn't work. You were a guy who worked. Okay, God bless. I don't know. I just feel like they're pining away for these guys who leave us for $100,000. Oh, good. Tyler Mott. Look at that idiot. He keeps leaving.
He keeps breaking up with us.
Start with Will Cooley, too. He's another guy. Put him down. You want to... Will Cooley... Where is he going to play on the Rangers? There's no way. None of these guys. I don't even know why they have preseason games. None of the guys that I've seen that are new are going to make the team. It's going to be the Nick Boninos.
You don't think so?
It's going to be the Tyler Pitlicks.
And Barclay Goodrow. That's your 4th line.
That's your 4th line.
That's your 4th line.
These guys are going to be your 4th line.
But all 3 have played well in the preseason, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I mean,
by the way, speaking of goaltenders, unlike the former coach who plainly stated, "I leave all goaltender decisions to Benoit Allaire," dictator Laviollette says, "No, goaltending is my decision."
Oh, really?
Yeah, he will certainly take his recommends from Benoit, but the buck stops with Laviollette.
He likes to have opinions, but if it defined, the buck stops there.
Right. I like that.
Oh, Patty Duke, I'm gonna have to. What? So Kelsey's she's chasing around Kelsey. Well, Kelsey's chasing her around, right? We're talking about this football and Taylor Swift now. And all the woke community is like, oh, look at this toxic masculinity. He's trying to woo her. It's too aggressive. What the fuck happened to this country? What
too
happened?
aggressive? Was she? Why are we even talking about that?
Oh yeah, well, let's say
Was she bound and gagged in the suite in Kansas City
don't know.
cheering for him?
These people are ridiculous.
These are
They're the
absurd.
same people who like Tyler Mott.
They're banging. Who cares? In another month, they'll have both moved on, and he'll be the subject of another one of her breakup songs. They're banging. Who cares? Who cares?
But he's toxic. He's showing his
Okay.
masculinity. All right. So, okay, getting back to the Rangers, I just don't think there are enough spots. I think Drury he's locked into these guys he gets. That's why you probably see Jonathan Quick, another one of these Connecticut boys, part of his favorites. It's a nepotism city as usual. If you played for Team USA, if you in the Chris Drury fan club when he was a player, you get a position in the organization, on the team. It's the same thing. Now it was funny because they had Julian go, well, so what? So did he say this in the press conference yesterday about the goalies? Or
No, that was in I think Arthur Staples' column. He kind of did like a week a recap of the week at training camp yesterday or Friday, I think, and that was in there. That Laviollette will be have the final say on goaltending, not Ben Wilder.
Okay.
I mean, what's
heard
the difference? Yeah. I mean, really, in the end, what's the Igor? Let's see. Do I play Igor tonight, or do we lose 5? Or do we lose 6-5? Do I play Igor tonight, or do we lose 9-8?
I mean, no. I don't know. I just see them starting off with the veteran crew. I mean, unless Laviollette has some real balls and says, fuck you, Drury. I don't like these guys. I want to go with the young, fun and young guys. Will Cooley, Brendan Othman, young Rempenstein. Well, I don't think we'll make the team.
But then it's a cap issue. Because you're carrying too big a roster. You got too many guys. You got too many guys on the big team.
I guess they can't be sent down, these veterans, because they could be claimed.
Right. So.
Oh, we did send Rempenstein down. Yes. I thought.
I guess that was today. One of the moves they made today.
Yes, that's what Patty Duke is reporting. Yeah. You said you enjoyed his brief injection of electricity to the team. Yes, he fought well for us.
Mac Hollowell and Louis Domingue were sent down, but they are on waivers till tomorrow at 2 p.m. Jake Lecision cleared waivers. He's going to Hartford. Garand is going to Hartford. Adam Edstrom, Matt Rempe, Matt Robertson. Claimed? What's that?
Somebody got claimed, right? The defenseman, Eberson?
Yeah, Ty Emberson.
Yeah.
He was claimed by San Jose. Oh, darn.
Oh, David Quinn David Quinn loved him.
And Brandon Scanlon was sent to Hartford. So the current forwards on the roster are Benino, Broadway, Brodzinski, Filipino, Will Cooley, Barclay Goodrow, Capo Caco, Chris Kreider, Alexei Lafraniere, Brennan Othman, Artemi Panarin, Tyler Pitlick, Vincent Trocheck, Jimmy Vesey, Blake Wheeler, Mika Zibanejad. Defenseman, Adam Fox, Eric Gustafson, Ben Harper, Mac Hollowell, who will have to clear waivers.
Mr. Howell is terrible. Lovey.
Zach Jones, Ryan Lindgren, Keandre Miller, Braden Schneider, and Jacob Truber.
I know you. Listen, I'm not saying Othman looks good. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But and Cooley's look good too. But it's preseason. I don't know. Can't we just send these guys down and see what they do in the minors?
Let it marinate a little.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but yeah, to get on Lafraniere, although I will say Lafraniere, as Butch Goring calls him, I mean, he doesn't look like he wants it, but he's not. I don't know. I'm not getting frustrated yet. I'm not going in with the no game evals. I gotta wait 10 games. I told you 10 games. I'll tell you.
All I'll say is he's not doing himself any favors.
No, he's not.
That's
because
it.
All you hear is, the off season. I did this. I did that, and it doesn't translate. And it would be a shame that this guy only could click with that one line that they have to stay together in order for any of them to produce, which is ludicrous.
Well, I think Kako's moving up in the world. Rightly so.
Yeah, he's looked good. Doug Wickenheiser. All right. That's a bust. That's a real big time bust.
Wow.
Rock is here.
What's up, Rock?
Is he Elaine Daig bad? I don't know if he was the first number 1 overall. Not sure. Brian Lawton. Okay.
You mean Alexander Daig?
What?
Alexander Daig?
Yeah. I don't know if he was the first overall.
I don't remember.
Listen, I am not going to condemn anybody right now. It's the fucking preseason. Some teams, like last night, the Islanders played with a. Can we talk about that broadcast? I think we spend more time on the broadcast than any people, than any podcast, and talk about how atrocious that thing was. That made me more ill than the actual game.
Alexander Daig was the first pick overall.
It's Alexander Daig. What did Alexander Daig get in his career? Is he on a trajectory? Mr. Coleman, Doug Wickenheiser. What?
129 goals in 616 games in the NHL.
Well, Neil Yakupov, that's right. Not much. Okay. All right. So let me get your take. I've talked a lot so far as the people are coming in. What was the take on your that broadcast?
I said this last night in our group thread. When I was a kid, in the early days of cable television, when the Rangers were playing on the road against the Islanders at Nassau Coliseum, the game was not on MSG, it was on Sports Channel. And I'd have to suffer listening to Jiggs McDonald and Eddie Westfall. And they were Islander homers, and I know they're beloved by Islander fans, and I get that because Eddie was an Islander legend, more or less. Jiggs McDonald was their announcer for 30 years. They were Islander homers, but that was what you got. And you had to suffer through it. It was like the Rangers might have been the Vancouver Canucks as far as Eddie and Jiggs were concerned. And that's how I felt. And that's how I felt last night. The Rangers, it was so bad. It was so bad that Joe Micheletti, who can't stop talking if his life depends on it, couldn't get a word in half the time. The Rangers were just a complete afterthought on their own network last night, even more so than they usually are. A complete afterthought.
Absolutely. And also the thing that got me is back then, Jiggs and Eddie had something. Their team was something back then.
Right.
They could talk about Mike Bossy and Brian Trottier and
Nystrom, Potvin, Gillies, Ken Morrow. They're great players.
Right.
They were a dynasty.
You could hate them all you want, and they annoyed the shit out of you. But really, in the back of your mind and your heart of hearts, you knew they were much better. This Islander team stinks. They're terrible. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. And I got to hear about Varley and he's calling everybody by their first names. And every guy is
that's another thing. That's another thing that just that when announcers use guys' nicknames and first names, come on.
And you're right. And then all the about they're talking about when I coached. Well, Joe will be like, "Oh, how about when you coach?" But wasn't Butch Goring a failure as a coach? That's why he's in the fucking booth.
Who did he coach? The Kings?
He might have coached the Islanders. They had that revolving door going on there.
So long ago.
Oh, I just hated the referees when I coached. Oh, this and that. You're not fucking Scotty Bowman. I don't even think you're. Well, give me a Bowman. Who's that? Who's John Bowser Bowman? What's that guy named Bowser? You're not even him. Who do you fucking coach? This annoying asshole. You're right, Mr. Beggins.
Boston and the Islanders.
What's his winning percentage? This dope.
For his career, he was 83 and 126, a 410 winning percentage.
A what winning percentage?
410.
410. You're right, Sean. He's no Gerard. Gerard Gallant has got a superior record in the regular season. Oh, I hated them. Oh, I coached this. You know what you got to do? Look at the Islanders forecheck. Look what they're doing. Give me a break.
And it was 23 years ago when he got fired by the Islanders.
Yeah,
I mean, the game has changed a little, you know.
And he's talking about.
He's no Tom Webster.
Oh yeah, couldn't travel because of. Oh, hello, M. Beggins. Nice to see you. And he's talking about that in the beginning. Anders Lee and Chris Kreider. No, there is no. Anders Lee is good on the power play, which Kreider obviously excels at, but he also could score at even strength. If you were going to say to me, Chris Kreider for Anders Lee, I'd say you're fucking stupid. I just think Chris Kreider is a penalty killer. He's just brings so much more to the team. And every guy, I mean, he's in love with Hudson Fasching. Whoever this guy, by the way, will haunt the Rangers. I guarantee. Hudson Fasching. I think he got like 2 assists last night. He loves this. And Joe, like you said, he might as well have been on mute.
Right.
And they were just waxing poetic about every Islander and what they bring. Scott Mayfield. Oh, they locked him up for 7 years. I don't want to lock up anybody for 7 years, no less Scott Mayfield.
Speaking of that, Sorokin is their number one goaltender, right?
Yes.
Are they locked up Varlamov for 4 years? Isn't that a long time for a backup goaltender?
Yeah.
I thought
ridiculous. Who signs a backup goalie in a 4-year contract for Varley? That is a good one, Sean. But it's just every move. Oh, Romanov. He actually justified giving up a number 1 pick for that guy, fucking Romanov, because he hits. What? The guy is a chump. He's a chump. You give him a number 1 pick. It's an absolute disaster. You're the laughing stock of the league, Lou Lamoriello. One of the reasons.
By the way, they're making fun of Brian Trotier's coaching. Better winning percentage than Butch Goring.
Wow.
Better winning
I never
percentage.
thought I'd clap for Brian Trottier.
Ron Lowe. Better winning percentage than Butch
It's
Goring.
just like, are you smarter than the 5th grader?
Right. Are you smarter than Butch Goring?
Or Red Button's old bit. Never got a roast. Abraham Lincoln, the man who said, "Come on, y'all, never got a dinner."
That's funny.
Wow. That is when Butch his player value, it's just so one-sided. And then on the other coin, you got this Micheletti guy. Every time they asked, so where do they see Will Cooley fitting? He had no answer. He's like, well, they're log jammed at forwards. But Goring was asking, what is he projected to be? Like, is he supposed to be a second line player? He had no idea. He didn't even put anything out there. Just say something. Say he's bottom six player.
Just say words.
Just say words, Joe. You're allowed to on this freaking island of propaganda network, which is our network. Named after our home arena. No. Oh, Noah Dobson, Joe. All these fucking losers. Noah Dobson's a good player. But some of these other fucking schmucks. Oh, please.
I'm glad. I'm glad that's the last I'll have to suffer through that broadcast for this season. They don't play the Islanders again until February, which is another. Just only the NHL does things like this.
And only 4 games.
I mean, what is it? That's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. They won't see the Islanders again for 5 months on neutral ice.
This is a team that only has. Oh, I love the way Matthew Barzal looks. What? He skates. He passes. He's very good at it. He's going to be very good at it this year. And then when they were winning 4-0, I was getting really disgusted, Jim, because I had to hear it and watch it.
Right.
And then, the brilliance. Oh, Lane Lambert. He even talked about that schmuck, how good of a coach he is.
Right.
You barely made the playoffs. You had Barry Trotz, you morons. You almost made it to the cup with this guy. But Sweet Lou didn't want to negotiate a contract during the season or whatever.
There was no money left for Varlamov.
Yeah,
everybody to pay my coach.
They're like the Rangers with the no movement clauses with the long-term deals, but they give long-term deals to like fucking 30-year-olds. 8 years. You get 8 years.
Right.
Get the hell out of here. Oh, and then anyway, I'm all steamed. Oh, about this.
Don't get me steamed, Alice, because I'm already steamed.
I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that you guys thought so too, because sometimes I think I tend to get a little off the rails and aggravated for no reason. I mean, I've called Tyler Mott an idiot already for accepting a contract.
Poor Tyler Mott. Never did nothing to nobody.
Where's he playing at now, Tyler Mott?
I forget who he signed. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Tampa.
Tampa.
Good
luck with no Vasilevsky.
He'll score 30 goals. We should have kept Tyler Mott.
Oh, just stop pining with these ex-fringe NHLers.
We got to bring back Buchnevich.
People are going to go, I guarantee if Julian Gauthier gets like a goal.
Oh, you know that's going to haunt the Rangers. You know it is. You know it is. He's going to score the goal in April that knocks the Rangers out of the playoff race.
On a breakaway. He's going to actually finish.
On a breakaway.
I don't know. Watch out for that Hudson Fasching. I think he's the next. Please, Anderson. I can't bring back Zook. He got a 2-year extension in Minnesota.
I heard that.
You got pretty good money for this guy.
It's It's almost backup goaltender money.
If he was on the Islanders, they would have signed him to a 9-year contract.
Right.
I don't
Pierre
know.
Engvall, another one that got a 7-year deal.
Yeah, they gave it. I'm telling you, Lou's lost his mind. Doesn't he realize the salary cap is going to go up somewhere down the line? These players stink too. Oh, he had a good second half. Let's give him 7 years.
You have a 27-year-old guy who's never scored more than 12 goals or 15 goals, and you give him 7 years? You got to lock this guy up? This guy's got to have the big contract? I mean,
it's dumb. Even Islander fans think it's dumb. And you got this guy. I almost feel like asking like a real Islander, one of those delusional Islander fans, what do you think of Butch Goring? You think he overrates these stiffs? Well, maybe not a delusional Islander fan.
All right. In fairness to Pierre Engvall, his contract is really no different than Barclay Goodrow's. 7 years, $3 million a year. All right. You can live with that.
Well, aren't we liking the third?
And I'm only saying that because we're living with Barclay Goodrow's contract.
How dare you? What did you think?
No, it's nothing against Barclay Goodrow. I'm just saying that I can't really make fun of the Islanders for signing Pierre Engvall to the same contract Barclay Goodrow has. That's all.
Okay. Speaking of Barclay, what did you think about fucking Goring's outrage that on a clean hit that Goodrow came to the man's defense and started a fight?
Well, that is one thing that I do share his opinion on. These fights after clean hits, it's not just...
he lost his mind. He was like, this is ridiculous.
Well, he's 75 years old. How much mind does he have left?
You don't do that. He wouldn't tolerate it on his 420 winning percentage team.
Right.
What was it, 420 or 410? Because 420 could be a whole new thing.
It was
scoring. Everybody was choke up.
It was 410.
A 410, okay.
Right. 420, everybody.
Everybody goring up. So, all right. Yeah, I don't like it either. But I mean, he's just losing his mind. Because he got fucking beat up. His boyfriend
false outrage was comical.
Yeah, everyone. You're exactly right. Everybody fought Trouba. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a preseason game.
Right.
Let him fuck some guy up. He punched the captain. How come the Islanders? If somebody punched your captain or did something, wouldn't you retaliate with your own kind of stuff? In the old days, that preseason, that would have been a bench clearing brawl.
Oh, yeah.
And it would have been Trottier, Frank Beaton,
Frank seldom beaten.
Tim Bothwell out there throwing punches. Every guy, their names on the back of the jersey because he used to sew them on, like if you were like a new guy or
right.
It would be like coming off during the fight. It was mayhem.
Chadwick going ballistic.
Yeah.
Chip, here comes Terry Cogna.
And the goalies would be into it. And meanwhile,
Larry Melnick coming over the boards, Chip.
I do too. I miss the bench clearing brawls. But and preseason, that was the best time because every goon in the world would try to make his mark.
Right.
And it was just, you'd look at these lineups, you'd be like, this is ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous in a good way. Like you knew something was going to happen. No one gave a fuck about the store. Nobody would score. No one was playing a system. No one was trying to get a system in place. It was just, let's fight.
Cam Connor's losing his mind, Jim.
That's the best. What got in Urbano? I was thinking of you because, I mean, you have you recited Millie's name a million times on this show. And my wife actually told me the other day she has a student named Millie.
Millie.
Millie is such like an old-timey kind of name, wouldn't you say?
Millie, I'm looking it up.
Cheryl Teagues was that, he said?
Yes. Yeah.
Millie!
That's from the Bruins game where they went into the stands. That's the same game. Millie, pack your bags.
That was the best. That's what I want. Guy's mentioning his wife on the fucking. I felt like she was part of my family as a kid. Millie.
I called Jen Millie. That's the best. And occasionally well, the best part is she'll refer to herself as Millie. Occasionally, Millie's getting upset.
Yeah.
Oh man,
there better be a cup between them. I used to love it.
You want to hear from the coach from last night?
Yeah. I was going to digress. Is the one time I don't know where it was, but somebody touched Jim Gordon, and Gordon got real serious. They can look, but they can't touch. It was so like Jim Gordon was like what 5'10". I mean, he wasn't really a intimidating man. Bill was tall, but anyway. All right, let's hear from Peter Laviollette. I have not seen this, so you're gonna
I haven't either. So it's about 3 minutes, and if you need to stop, tell me. We'll stop, and we'll add commentary.
Oh.
I'm sure not the start you wanted. Rally at the end. Your overall thoughts?
Not the start we wanted. Rally at the end.
Wow.
It was not.
Can you stop right now? It's really Fred Gwynnish right now. I don't know, darn, or I don't know.
I wanted.
It's very Fred Gwynnish right now.
Lily.
Op, Lily. Or Car 54, where are you?
I'm not going to let Bunny make the goaltending decisions. I'm
getting like maybe because we're now in October with the Rempenstein, young Rempenstein. But right now, it's Fred. That's a kind of Fred Gwynnish,
right? Lily. Oh, man.
Okay.
Can we continue now? I do.
A little like Nixon, too. Good one.
It does look like a little bit like Nixon, yes.
I'm not a crook.
So there's just way too much missing in the first period. And mildly better in the second, but not good enough. And then in the third period, we decided to work and compete. And thought our execution was way off the mark. Couldn't make passes, couldn't get shots off. And just off the end of our stick. And
well, Ranger fans have got to know that their coach is not a crook, and I'm not a crook.
Not executing well, but it's unacceptable. The first half of that game.
Patty Duke is. I can't even get through this.
It's it. The Laviollette era is over now because now I can't get past Fred Munster and Richard Nixon on this guy.
Drive a coffin car.
He lives at 1313 Mockingbird Lane. From Millie to Millhouse.
Oh, man.
Not who we are or who we want to be. So we'll talk about it and go back to work.
You do get a couple of goals from the young guys as part of the comeback. Got to feel good about that at least.
Yeah, the young guys are working hard. Like it's noticeable. You see Renty out there, and Edstrom and Cooley, and Othman's trying out there, and so the guys they're competing. They want to put their best foot forward, and it shows.
How much do you chalk up to guys trying to figure out the system stuff, and how much you talk about compete? How much do you think?
Listen, back checking is a universal language.
How much do you contribute?
This guy.
He's not letting him off the hook. Come on, that's a dumb question.
Of course,
they forget how to play hockey. They forget how to give effort. That has nothing to do with the system. Laviollette ain't buying your bullshit. Get out of here with these dumb questions. He's probably thinking, God, I thought the reporters in Washington were stupid.
But
I'm talking about effort, Lily.
It's preseason game number 4. You see how his tone is? He's got like Sam's funeral voice. Like they just lost the fucking Stanley Cup. This guy, dude, calm down. Systems. He's like back checking is a universal system.
Right.
Dumb question and very obvious
Finishing
answer.
your checks and competing is a universal.
How much do you think?
Listen. Back checking is a universal language. There's no system.
Back checking is a universal system.
He said, "Listen," like almost like chastising that stupid question. Right.
It's like Red from Tube Bar. Listen, you yellow motherfucking bum.
Finishing your checks and competing pucks is a universal language. Execution has to be a universal language, and so there's no excuses for that. There are some systems things. We'll continue to look at that and work at it. I thought that there were some mistakes defensively, some mistakes in the neutral zone, some mistakes at the offensive blue line. So we'll look at that, but that doesn't let off the hook for the rest of it.
The Goudreau fight. I mean, obviously, he doesn't like the hit, and he goes to take care of it. I guess he gets 17 minutes out of that. Where do you see that? I mean, what's his option there? What can you do?
I didn't really see it. What did Goody say?
He said that the other guy dropped his gloves first because he didn't.
Then I agree with Goody. That's what happened. I didn't see it. It was down in the corner. I was on the bench and it was sharp angle. Replays, there's nothing going on the bench, so it's tough to see sometimes. But if Goody says that, I'll buy that.
Yeah, he said, he went at the guy. And
I'll buy what he said. Good for him. I was glad he got up and did what he did.
I like that answer.
Right. I believe what he says.
I now the Nixon thing is in my head now.
I know.
Maybe it's just that kind of the elements that you want to see more guys bring.
Yeah, man, it was. I agree with you. It was a good block, but there was a lot more that was missing that needed to be there. So that's the problem I have with the first.
You did obviously mixed up the lines.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't working, so it wasn't shaking. It wasn't shaking, so we mixed it up. And listen, at the end of the day, we got to work hard. That's got to be a standard, and I thought we did in the third period, and then it showed in the results, and we're in the offensive zone, and we're trying to chase a game, but that's just way too much to come back from. So the start has to be better. That's 2 in a row. So now that's something I think it's got to come on the table and talk about it.
How'd you feel about Quick?
I thought he made some big saves and really big saves. I don't think we were very good in front of him at all. And so we've got to do a better job.
Wow. All right.
I like it.
You like what you're hearing. Good.
I like the candor. I like the we got he doesn't just stand there and tell you I didn't I don't know. I thought I saw some good things. We'll just all the generic answers. I like his candor.
I feel like he's watching the game.
I still don't know if they're going to win 35 games, but did you hear Joe? Joe said he doesn't even know if they'll make the playoffs. Did you hear Joe say that? He did squeeze that one in last night.
Yeah, Joe, he turned traitor real quick. I got to tell you, the times he didn't hear the good looks thing. That's right, Mario. I don't know. He's taking things serious. I felt like the young guys will probably I'm going to hope they say this word right, malleable to learning new systems. But some of these older guys like Panarin, and I don't know if they're going to be harder to switch over to this hardworking, back-checking mentality. I mean, Panarin's not that bad. I'm just saying it looked like they were all jumbled up. They looked terrible. How bad could you look at a first period?
Yeah, they looked awful. They looked awful. And that we didn't even talk about the Devils game.
Oh well, I know the word, but I suppose it doesn't come out of my mouth right. Malleable.
I believe you used it correctly.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna have a problem with it, but All right, so you're Krusty the Clown voice. Kids. Oh, that went wrong. All right, sorry. Okay, so what about the Devil game irked you?
Well, nothing. I'm just the fact that they didn't win.
Yeah.
Obviously. There's another one. Look, how many times have we seen they play one period of hockey? The second period, they played very well. But again, it's not enough. Then third period does them in. Tyler Toffoli.
Oh, he's going to be a thorn. I think he's going to be he had almost 40 goals last year.
And
playing with Jack Hughes. Go ahead.
And the Devils game again. The fact that they couldn't score on Schmid, and then as soon as Schmid's out of the game, the first shot on goal, they score.
Yep.
All that does is add to the mystique that they can't beat Schmid. If you hear somebody say long enough that he's in their head, he'll get in their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's true. And again, is this guy? It's going to be a problem if it's not nipped in the bud, like right now. What do we got to wait 3 months to play the Devils too? What's the first time they play the Devils?
Not sure, honestly.
Okay, I don't know why I was.
They don't play him in October.
Here we go again.
They don't play him in November. I think they play him in December. Maybe. Nope. Not in December.
Who makes this schedule?
All right. I'm not. Hold on. I'm not seeing.
They don't play him at all this year.
They don't play him at all. Hold on. Maybe I'm just missing it. I'm hoping I'm just missing it.
I want them to not play them till the end because it just points to more absurdity.
I can't get this full season schedule to pull up because it's only a professional hockey league. Why would their website work? There we go. Here, let's try ESPN. November 18th, they played the Devils.
Okay.
That's the first time they play the Devils. Then I don't think they see the Devils again until the end of February. And then again in March, and then again in April down the stretch. And they play the Islanders the next to last game of the season.
Wow.
So
I'm still for why are we playing teams 4 times, our rivals. It's so stupid. I mean, it's less horrible. People reporting Eurotrash is saying that the app is horrible. I mean, everything's second rate with the internet. It's a garage league. It's the only thing I ever agreed Mario Lemieux with. It's a garage league.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, lacrosse, professional lacrosse has probably a better website than this fucking thing. Pain.
Already pain. Do you want to hear from the captain?
Yeah, he's been outspoken in this preseason. Let's see what he's got to say.
We talked about wanting to play a better third. Obviously didn't like the start. Talked about in between periods, just taking some positive out of the third period and getting playing the way we know how. So I think it's good to see that we know how to play hockey, but need to start that way.
You get a couple of late goals by the young guys too. That's got to be nice.
Yeah, I don't really care who scores them as long as they go in. But yeah, I guess it's good to see those guys contribute.
How would you describe the process of learning the new system and sort of what you're going through in these games, trying to figure that out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's some adjustment for sure. I think we know it. The more you practice it, I mean, practice is a little bit different than when you get in games, and it's kind of a different scenario. Yeah, just getting comfortable making the reads, I think, is going to take a little bit of time, but we know our roles and how we're supposed to do it. Just kind of getting the hang of doing it more frequently and more consistently.
All right.
Not much there.
Not much there. I mean, apparently some baseball news. Some guy, I think. Now let me.
Tim Wakefield died.
All right, let me see if I can remember who this guy is. He was a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
On the Cleveland Indians at one time?
Among other teams, yeah.
Okay. He's now dead, apparently.
Yes.
Why is it sad? Like, what was the thing?
Young, brain cancer.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking awful. Nothing to make fun of there, so move on.
Actually, did not play with Cleveland. Played for Pittsburgh and Boston. I apologize.
Wow. Was he
famous for his
or something?
knuckleballer? Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think that's what I actually... No, you're right, Millie. They are completely... they're trained now by media people to just say something. So that's why they never really say anything. They're certainly not going to say it in a preseason game. But let me go back to Laviollette, Jim. I thought. Do you think that was an overreaction by Laviollette or perfect?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's a preseason loss.
But he's talking about how they didn't do the basic things last night. He's talking about he has preached work ethic from his introductory press conference. And if he doesn't see it, he's going to say so. I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
I like it. Well, I like it, but I wish he would just the tone was like he was like an undertaker. He was like a bereavement ceremony going on there. Like he really was choked up. He really thought these guys were going to work for him. I mean, didn't he know what he was getting into with his job?
Did he think these guys were going to work for him?
I mean, I'm not saying they won't. I'm just saying that it's a lot of struggle around here to get the. New York Ranger Mike coming in saying, nothing but fat cats. This team is going nowhere. Same old shit. I agree with you. Good night, everybody.
I'm sure not the start you wanted. Rally at the end. Your overall thoughts?
Not the start we wanted, rally at the end. It was not good. So we'll look at that, but that doesn't get off the hook for the rest of it.
Tricky Dick.
Anyway.
Yeah.
He wasn't giggling and sniffling.
That's true. That's true. He wasn't doing his set at Chuckle Hut.
Right. What's up, Dr. B? Good to see you.
Dr. B's here.
I didn't send you a reminder because you were here the other night, so I figured you heard us say we were going to be on at Sunday at 6:30. So if I was derelict in my reminder duty, I apologize.
Has anybody other than the obvious guys stuck out for you so far in this preseason? The people like the Cooley, they like the Othman.
Stuck out, really? No.
Well, I think on the defense, I'm seeing Eric Gustafsson in a little bit better light than I had originally thought.
Yeah, and I will say that
he planted a nice shot on his goal. I mean, it was a real
yes.
Yeah, it was a real like, wow, this guy knows where he's shooting.
And Ryan Lindgren appears to be skating better than I remember. I don't know if he worked on his skating over the summer or he went with Barb Underhill and Brian Boyle, took their skating lessons, but seems a little quicker and a little better with the puck than he's been in the past. Maybe he'll get more than that one goal you always tease him about. I have Brendan Othman too, if you want to hear what he had to say. That's
the Othman prophecy?
The Othman prophecy.
All right, let's see what he's got to say, this kid.
All right, let's see what he knows.
Not the result you want, but just speaking about your performance the last two games, is there, some good you can take out of what you've been able to do on the ice?
Yeah, I think just learning the systems, I feel a lot more comfortable than what I did the previous years, and I think there's a couple times where I think the puck's bouncing on my stick a little bit, and I think that's a little bit of nerves. I'm still young and still trying to figure out this league and the players I'm playing against and players I'm playing with. So I think the positive I can take away is that I think I'm learning. I'm learning from the veterans, and like I said, I'm going to try to continue to make this team. And
don't learn too much from the veterans. They have bad habits.
Yeah, no, don't get spoiled. It's funny. Imagine you just said, I'll tell you. First of all, it's Molly Walker, so you're getting quality questions.
Is it though? Because they got a Rangers microphone. Are we sure this isn't like? Is this
It's
Michelle
Broad?
Jenkins?
I don't know. I just assume it's Molly Walker.
Susan Waldman.
Susan Waldman. Who was the woman from ESPN we've had on?
Linda Cohen.
I'm sorry, I called her a woman. Linda Cohen.
Is she not?
I don't know who this could be. Is it who is the chick on NFL Today? Phyllis George.
Phyllis George. Yes, it's Jane Kennedy.
Jane Kennedy. All right.
It's Leslie Treff.
What?
It's Leslie Treff. That's what
Leslie Treff. Now, but imagine he just says, "Yeah, I'm learning from the veterans, but I really, when I watch Artemi Panarin, I just say, this guy doesn't have it." In my world, just like, he's been a real dick to me learn the language. I feel that if you're in this country for 10 years, you should learn the language.
Right. I can't believe 30 teams in this league, and I had to get drafted by the one that'll never win a cup.
Just, with this team's rich history of winning,
right.
He makes an eye roll.
Right.
That's the kind of interview. That's the kind of interview I want from a player.
Right, with the head bob.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, let's
do the best I can every night.
Both goals you've scored have been at the very end of games, never being down and out, always kind of continuing to put in that effort. Just what do you think that says about you and your game?
Competitive, I think.
That I don't show up until the end. No.
Regardless of preseason, regular season, Lavie alluded to it in the first period. He hates to lose, and I hate to lose too. Losing is one of the worst feelings, as a competitor and as a hockey player. And when you win, it's the best feeling in the world. So even losing in a preseason game stings a little bit, and the 2 points aren't up for grabs. But at the end of the day, you still want to compete. You still want to try to win the hockey game.
All right, I
like hearing a player say that even though it's preseason, it still stings to lose.
Yeah, I mean,
because even though it's preseason, it still pisses me off when they lose.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, you forget about it faster, you get over it, but still, you don't want to lose.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of. Listen. Brendan Othman has been nothing but gold for us Ranger fans so far. He's as advertised, but I've seen this same song and dance by different people, players over the years. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. Oh, it was Michelle Gingras.
Well, that's what I said. That's right. That was my first guess because she's got the Rangers thing on her microphone. So,
I'm sorry.
She's an employee.
I'm out of the loop, but when it comes to who the Rangers press is,
it's Nemchinov's daughter.
Yeah.
Brendan, a lot of cuts the last few days. I mean, I'm sure you're aware of it, but how do you process that? And do you feel like you put yourself
It's just so well mic'd
as you can, given
there's a mic right there, and you still can't hear their question.
I think so. I think a lot of my buddies obviously went to Hartford the last couple of days, and I don't know what's going to happen over the next few days or the next couple of weeks, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy to play in the 3 games I've played in. Hopefully, I can try to play in 1 more, and if not, the 2 more left. But at the end of the day, I'm going to try to continue to make the team. I'm going to try to stay here as long as I can, and it's a good team, a lot of good players competing for a spot, and I think a lot of people have that lineup set in their heads, and at the end of the day, I'm just going to try to compete the best I can for a spot, and compete for a call-up spot maybe during the year. I don't know what's going to happen. I think no one really knows. I think the only people that know are management, what's going on. So I think I'm just going to keep competing the best I can.
it hasn't been very long. I mean, camp's a little over a week old, but in that time, do you feel like there have been some improvements or areas where you've improved even in that short amount of time?
I think I feel a lot more comfortable on the ice. I think there's a couple of times in previous games, if you look back, I think I'm already learning a little bit. And what I mean by that is, if you look back, there's a lot of times where my stick's up in the air when I'm hitting, and my stick's kind of not on the ice. And I think this game here, I was really working on good stick positioning, and that's what they talked about a lot is stick positioning and in all three zones. And I thought I did a pretty good
Somebody
job.
talked to him?
I think each day is just a new
Well,
day.
he wasn't around last year.
Look at him this much. He's very composed for a kid.
Yeah, and he seems to remember what he did and what, like, games back. I feel like it's, I don't know, it's definitely genuine. The guy's a pest too, which I love.
Right.
And if he's got some hand, I mean, this could be a real good asset. But I gotta see, because I just my hopes have been crushed the last couple of years with these young guys.
We're so battered
right now. It's bad. The Rangers couldn't, they're just so bad at player development. Who's in charge of that? Jed Othman? I wonder why.
The system, I'm trying to learn all three zones. I'm trying to learn each player that I'm playing with. I've played with different guys in all three games. So I'm just trying to learn everything the best I can. Lavi and the coaching staff, even the veterans, have been doing a really good job with me, teaching me.
And you were on the right tonight, so how comfortable were you there?
That was a little bit comfortable. It's definitely different. I think I was there for the first two periods. In the third, I went to the left side. And we just wanted to mix it up. I think we weren't great tonight, and I think our first period wasn't great. And I think we just wanted to switch it up a little bit. And like I said, I'm comfortable playing both sides of the ice. Obviously, it's a change, and obviously it's different. You have to
Ooh, is that a thinly veiled shot at a certain number 1 overall pick who seems to be struggling with his conversion to the other side?
I didn't take.
I'm certainly comfortable playing both sides.
I don't. I don't think he meant it that, but I think he meant it almost as, you know what? I'm willing to play the left and right side. I play them both. I don't care. So more reason to keep me up with the
right.
big club.
I'll play backup goalie if Quick sucks. I don't care. I just want to be here.
Right.
So,
I don't
shoulder check a lot on the right side.
This cameraman is on his knees.
I don't know.
Billy Barty was the cameraman on this.
An okay job on
Billy
the right side tonight, but
Mason Reese.
Both sides of the ice as best I can.
Well, I mean, good for the kid. But where are you? I mean, I want to poll. Let me do a quick poll. I'm going to the first poll. Would you have? I think I know where you are on this. But is this guy? He's got to make the team, or is it going to be outrage? They sent this kid down. How dare they?
Well, there's going to be outrage no matter what they do. First of all, you got to do what's
it's going to be outrage on his front or some kind of front.
No, the fans. They'll be outraged no matter what happens. Now, I'm still inclined to send him to Hartford for a little while. Let him get the minutes. Let him get the minutes. What are the chances that every winger on the roster stays healthy, for the next 2 months? And you can't call him up. And then, maybe if he goes to Hartford for a month or two, and then he gets called up, and then maybe he doesn't give them a reason to send him back down. Maybe he never leaves. You know what I mean? Kind of like like when Braden Schneider got here. Braden Schneider looked like he belonged from the minute he got here. So maybe he forces their hand on it.
Didn't Kreider start with the Wolfpack? Wasn't they were.
I think so.
The Torts,
or did he come right from college? Or I don't. It's been so long now. He came right out of Boston College and came into the playoffs, didn't he?
Right.
Playoffs.
Well,
and then I don't remember if the following season if he went down for a while. I'm going to look it up.
I remember, I don't know if that was Torts and Zuccarello or something. I don't know.
It's crazy to think that Chris Kreider is now going into his 13th season.
I know,
or 12th season. See, hold on. Trying to find.
New York Rangers.
Yes, he did play. He did play 48 games with the Connecticut Whale. The Connecticut
I
whale.
remember the whale.
Connecticut whale. Who gives a fuck?
What? Yeah.
In
Harpooning.
2012-13, then he came up and never went back.
Yeah. I mean,
and then 6 games with the Wolfpack in 13-14, I should say. But I don't remember what the circumstances were behind that. I don't know if he was just struggling and they sent him down, but then he came back up, played 66 games, and scored 37 points. So,
I agree with some of the people in the chat room saying, it's a case by case, but I think he sent him down. I know something.
Yeah, like I said, he did play a bit with the Whale. And then a few games with Hartford, and then he came back to stay.
I'm friends with speaking of how time just fucking slips away, I went to a Ranger viewing party. This guy, EJ Silva, I met him there. I don't know how we met, maybe through the show. He listened to the show a couple times, and I said I was going to be there. We met. We had a fucking great time. But it was the Rangers were introducing their young prospects. Dylan McElrath, Carl Hagelin. I'm like, these fucking guys are retired. Like, Carl Hagelin won 2 cups and retired. Who else was there?
Was that when you met Kreider and Ethan Werrick?
Kreider. The other guy, Bork.
Ryan Bork.
Ryan Bork.
Ethan Werrick. Had such high hopes for him.
Yeah. He was too... You know what is when he was friends of the show, he was too close to the show to be really good.
Right, we ruined him.
That's before Starboy was actually.
He was a good guest, though.
He was a great guest. I think his father
he was
got
funny.
on, and I don't know, but I'm like, time. These guys, like you said, with Kreider, 13 years. I mean, it's just time flies, man.
Is Ethan Werrick? Last I think we looked him up, he was playing overseas, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think
32 years old. God, he's 32 now. It's crazy.
I know. And so I think the Rangers should be patient. And I think if the Rangers are looking to play a more physical game, it looks like that's what they're kind of looking forward to. That they may have more injuries than, say, under Gerard Gallant. And I'm not saying that. I hope they are. They need to get a forecheck. It can't just be the fourth line that plays hard and I don't know. And
4 years with the KHL, and then last season he was with Radek Kralov in the Czech League.
He's played with Radek Bonk?
I'm not sure. Doesn't say.
I just said Radek.
He was at Kingston Frontenac. That's how we got him.
Yeah.
That's how we got him. Went to the Kingston Frontenacs and so, I did a show about the Rangers. What are we going to do to interview Ethan Werrick? The next thing I know, we got Ethan Werrick on the phone for like an hour and a half.
I know. Those were the days. Well, I'm working on some guests. I've sent some. I'm waiting for Joe Catroni to get us a header, so then I could send out some invitation to some guests.
John O'Grodnick.
What?
John O'Grodnick.
John O'Grodnick will tell you his stats back and forth. Hey, if I played in the NHL, I'd know my stats too.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't think it's egotistical.
It was just funny.
Yes, it was. He's in finance or something now.
Is he?
Yeah. I think when we called him, he was talking about the stock exchange or something. I don't know. So anywho, I saw this comment fly about Panarin didn't look good. No, he didn't look good last night. I mean, it was his first game back. I know a lot of people are putting targets on guys' backs right now. Again, give me 10 games and then I'll pick a whipping boy.
Right.
The only thing I got a problem with is Nick Bonino's a freak facially, and Vincent Trocheck just annoys me. I don't know why. I do like his scrappiness, and he's a bit of a asshole, which is you want those type of guys on your team. But I don't know. He's always there when they come off the ice. He's smiling and doing his bit. That's all I really have to say. I mean, I don't know how to.
They got a couple of days off, and then they play. We got one more against the Devils, right?
Yeah,
and then Boston again. Isn't it? Hang on, I'm looking them up. Looking it up. Yes, Wednesday in New Jersey, Thursday at home for Boston. Then they're off for another week for until the regular season begins, which I believe is October 12th. Does that sound right?
Yeah. I think, we Ranger fans really had a bad off season. I mean, me and Jim have been on record of saying that the morale was real low.
It's as I can't remember. So at least since we've been doing this, I can't remember a time where morale was lower than it was.
I think it still is. We're kind of still in that malaise of
between getting bounced out by the Devils in the first round after the previous season, the coach getting fired, no bright, real shiny toys coming in this year. The lack of progress that the prospects have made overall.
And I was thinking about that, and I said, well, how about if I was a Bruin fan coming into the season? Would they win like 65 games last year? Something like that. And they lose all these players. And you're never going to get a better season than that. Well, you could, but not back-to-back years. And I don't know, Patty Duke. I try to keep my pulse on my finger on the pulse of the Ranger fan, and people just they were down. They had expectations that were.
I think your barometer is Sean McCaff. I mean, Sean McCaff is usually the most positive guy out there.
He
can
is.
always find the silver lining.
You think
and
so?
even he
Sean is more of a realist, I think.
When we talked to him a couple weeks ago, he's like, I got nothing. He's like,
now Sean Stein, I think, is very positive. I mean, he's talking, weekly. He's talking Rock off the ledge. So I really worry about Rock sometimes because he was always like calm, cool, collected on this show, but on his show, he's just like fucking. It's the same thing. Like he's like trapped in some. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Well, Margaret Hurley's back, so
there's that.
Yeah,
we got that going for us.
So if she's back, there must be some kind of positive. I just felt like, but I looked at the Bruins. If I'm a Bruin fan, I mean, Cutter, you're always positive, but you got the Leafs to contend with. Which
and nobody really cares, Cutter.
Well, and speaking about nobody cares. Speaking about the Leafs, and I know I'm a little late to the party, but do they really think that Ryan Reeves signing him to what they signed him to a 3-year contract or some shit?
Something like that.
Because they needed toughness in the playoffs. This guy can't even skate. He's a cheerleader.
Right.
I don't understand. This is the guy that's going to get the locker room cohesive.
$4 million guaranteed money. Yeah.
For a guy that was terrible.
I wish them $1 million. But it's hard to believe they haven't won a cup since 1967. Hard to believe.
I mean, yeah.
But Nathan Lafayette's puck goes 3 inches to the left, and we might be 83 years and counting.
That's right. You got that right, Jim. Yes. There should be a pick of getting Glenn Sather fired every year. I don't know if he's still pulling the strings or not, but I got to see Shannon Hogan. She's a beauty.
Yes. New mom.
New
Again.
mom.
Again. Minus the necklace.
Minus the necklace. Minus the penis.
Minus the necklace.
So that's all I got for 2 games of preseason hockey.
That's all I got too.
Plus, I got to watch those Jets. I mean,
Joe.
Right. Again. Oh, we're going to. A disgrace of a team. Oh, sorry. I went Beningo on everybody. But, yeah, I'm going to go to sleep. I really. I got nothing to stay up for tonight. Yeah. It's like Cutter was like, "Oh, my Patriots beat your Jets." Oh, he's texted me gloating. I go, "I didn't even watch a game. What do I care?"
15-10 in a miserable rainstorm. Both teams look terrible.
Ah, forget about it. That was one of the worst games I've ever witnessed. I mean, I only saw the highlights. Well, New York Rangers might predicting, a blowout would not be. It looks like it's imminent. Impact is imminent. All right, so what are we doing?
Jets defense will keep them in the game.
No, it won't. They can't.
Maybe.
I said this earlier. Well, I don't know who I said this to, so I don't even know if I said this, but I was thinking it. Maybe I said it. I feel like 1 year of a good defense, you really can't especially a young defense, you can't count that as a lock going into the next season. And they have a lot of problems, the Jets, actually creating turnovers so far.
Right.
And, who'll be fighting with who tonight, I don't know. I just don't care. I don't have time. We're going to talk about Paul Bissonnette?
Nope. Fuck him.
Fuck that guy. He's just trolling.
He's just mad because he's the only marginally talented hockey player who never got a big contract from the Rangers. So for whatever reason, he carries all this hatred. I mean, he's seen all the bums that have gotten big money from the Rangers over the years, and he never got his. So he's upset.
He knows that.
He's just gaslighting Ranger fans. He knows how sensitive a fan base this is. I'm
not taking the bait.
Right. I could care less.
And it's like.
Or I couldn't care less.
Well, whatever. I'm not. I know what he said, and I wish you $1 million.
I wish you $1 million.
That's all I say.
Hey, guys. Exactly.
Strokey and the Redhead, have they been doing anything? Anybody keeping track?
I haven't looked. I got to check. We're going to check in on them. We might.
Wow. We're talking about Bissonnette. Trying to.
Never know when I might need this again.
Oh yeah, that's really. So I guess, pending a disaster, we will not be in those costumes, but we will have a new intro for you next week.
Yes.
I will send you. I would probably say to Collins, he's got to get some Nixon and Fred Gwynn in there.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, that might have to be an addition to it. Yeah, I'll send it to you though, and then we'll make recommends.
Well, fans,
I guess should we just come back like the following week, like right before the regular season?
Yeah.
Instead of coming back next week or no, at this point this week. So yeah, we'll just come back like next Monday or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll have a full update.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, when it comes to positivity and negativity, the positivity. Sean's always very positive. Brock, you are a little bit, I would say, on the ledge.
Yin and yang. Yin and yang.
Yes, you're yin and yang.
Comedy and tragedy.
All right. I've got to go. I've got to Mambo.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. Don't forget to click the bell, subscribe to the show so you know when we're going to be on. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Viewing party December 2nd, and we are still working out the details for our Hartford trip. We will have more for you when we come back after this week. Enjoy the rest of the preseason. Eddie, always a pleasure. Enjoy your Jets game tonight.
Oh, boy, I will. I'm going to probably watch Ahsoka. I got to catch up on some episodes.
I still have to watch that. All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mumbai. Bye-bye.